Hey guys, what's up? It's Maxwell from Young Economics. Today we're going to be doing a solution session where I'm going to break down my most recent post about Nike and the secret behind their limited releases. So this is going to be the first episode of Young Economics Solution Sessions. I kind of want to do this to bring my writing to life and show you the intuition behind what I'm writing about in my blog. So here we have a simple supply-demand graph. You can see the Nike supply increasing here and the consumer demand decreasing here. I just want to point out this graph because we have a shortage here. In the case of the Air Yeezys, which had 500 pairs released in each colorway, you have the quantity supplied here and the quantity demanded here. Now there's a shortage in the Air Yeezy because there's only an allocated 500 pairs of shoes. However, the demand and the hype around the shoe is much greater, which is why you see the quantity demanded, the theoretical quantity demanded right here instead of over here. So the price of the Air Yeezys was about $250 when they released. It's up here rather than at the equilibrium because at the quantity supplied, the demand is so large that at 500 pairs, people are willing to pay such large prices. So for my second graph, I had a question. What if Nike decided to supply for all the sneakerheads if they could accommodate all the demand and all the hype around the shoe? What would really happen? So with this situation in mind, what would Nike have to do? To be at the equilibrium point, they'd have to supply where marginal cost equals marginal benefit, right here. For this to happen, the actual price would decrease to a theoretical retail price, the equilibrium price. Also, the quantity supplied would have to increase to the equilibrium point right here. Now the question is, do you think this would satisfy all the demand of the sneakerheads? Well, actually, you see the actual quantity demanded is here for the sneakerheads, but instead it would have to decrease to here, the equilibrium point. So you see that the quantity demanded actually decreases at the equilibrium point. However, this is the most efficient levels, economically speaking. So now when we put these situations together, we can take a look at the consumer surplus and the producer surplus of the limited releases, and also the consumer surplus and the producer surplus of the accommodating price or the equilibrium point. So in the case of limited releases, we see deadweight loss, this triangle right here. Now in the case of deadweight loss, we see that it's beneficial to Nike as the producer surplus is right here, this trapezoidal area shaded in pencil. However, for the consumers, the consumer surplus is this little triangle highlighted right here. However, the only problem with this quantity supplied at the limited release point, Nike is not producing at efficient levels where marginal cost equals marginal benefit. This is why you have the deadweight loss. You see at points in this triangle, consumers are not buying shoes, A, because there's no quantity available, and B, because it's not at the correct price point. Contrastingly, if Nike were to theoretically supply at the equilibrium point, accommodating all demand, this deadweight loss goes away. Now producer surplus and consumer surplus equally split. So now you have producer surplus being this triangle right here, the consumer surplus being this crosshatched red pen right here. This is where marginal benefit equals marginal cost. So with all this being said though, I can't definitively say that it's smart for Nike to produce at efficient levels, where marginal benefit equals marginal cost. You see, this is a matter more about hype and marketability than anything else. So with limited releases, there are two groups of people. There's group A, who is able to buy the shoes and feel special because they now have a limited pair of Nike shoes. And then there's group B, who is not able to buy the shoes. They'll either buy shoes at the Nike site with the allocated money that they had, or they'll perpetuate the buzz talking about future releases and future shoes to come out later. So all in all, it's a win-win situation for Nike as they increase their revenue stream and perpetuate their buzz. This has been Young Economics. Stay tuned for more solution sessions. Peace!